Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome again to a Big Brother watch party. The first eviction night of Big Brother 27. And what a doozy. What a doozy. We've got a Blockbuster competition, various potential outcomes. And then, of course, very important HOH competition to come, although we will not see that in the episode tonight. I do need to finish my dinner. I just tried to get a late workout in today. Big mistake. Body wasn't ready for it. Overworked myself. Felt like I was going to pass out about 15 minutes ago. But I got some food, I got some water. Feeling better mostly. You got the arc. That's so cool. If anyone has gotten the arc of the book, obviously would love to hear thoughts. Hold on, I'm gonna take a bite. Honestly, I don't know how people get in the arcs. Someone mentioned they got one from like Barnes and Noble or something. It's an advanced reader copy. I think they send some out just for like review, like early reviews and stuff. I'm sending some out myself. To people. Trying to. Trying to, but I think it's been a little delayed. I know Taylor was able to get one, but both my agent and my editor are like on vacation, so I think my agent just got back. My editor's getting back soon, so I'm hoping to get more out soon. Yeah, that is true. Just so you know, it's not the final version. I just did a final proof, and I found a bunch of mistakes to change, to fix. Just so you know. Heidi, thank you for the 5 gifted.
Wow, a 5!
Mostly typos. Mostly typos, which quite frankly, I think a decent amount of were not even my typos. But that's another story. That's not. Listen, it happens. It happens. Some of them were mine for sure. But I checked my original draft, and some of them did not exist before. Honestly, not a brag. I made plenty. It's just I talked about this before, but like I didn't realize that like the more that it passes through humans, the more mistakes will be added in, and that's such a scary prospect to me. All right, episode is starting soon. And here we are. So where we are. Prediction. Commercial by 5:12. Yeah, I'll give you audio for a sec.
Vince went back to Kelly.
I put you up because you volunteered.
But Jimmy wanted Keanu on the block.
There you go. J-Bone. I'm just eating chicken and rice. It doesn't really matter what format you buy the book in. Whatever you prefer. Thank you for the 1,000 bits. They already showed the best line. What is that light? You see that? On the set? Passy, thank you for the 15th. Kelly does look pissed. Look. Yeah, Keanu's edit's still pretty good, I think, but we'll see if it lasts into this episode. Because he has become a bit of a house target, but he's also part of the argument. People that start drama go home. Do I agree? Not necessarily. I love that they're showing this. The irony is, after Jimmy did this, his target shrunk dramatically. Everyone was talking about Jimmy before this moment. After this moment, people stopped talking about Jimmy. I don't know if anyone noticed that. Yeah, I agree. I think it's because he named his target. It is a big cup. I filled it with electrolytes. To help me feel better. This was right before feeds came back up from Veto Ceremony. Doretta, thank you for gifting 5 subs.
Wow, another 5.
Make sure you thank Doretta for that generosity. That's the other thing too. Jimmy has completely diffused Keanu. It looked perfect. Ooh, commercial. Oh, not quite. Julie's here. 3, 2, 1. Oh. And commercial 14 seconds too late. Oof. The prediction is always by my clock. I mean, think about it. If I used anyone else's clock, it wouldn't make any sense. It could be in by your clock, but not by somebody else's. It also has always been by that time, by 5:12 on the dot, not 5:12 plus seconds. All right, next prediction. Man, there's so much that happened. What could be next? I mean, we still have to do the whole comp, so like, is it possible we jump straight into the argument? I guess that'll be the prediction. Do we get the beheading in the next segment? Oh, I wasn't even listening to Julie. I was just paying attention to the commercial. Macron, I think of the 67th. Wiley, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the Robot Army. Prediction is up. And we're back. Prediction, yeah, prediction should be up. I don't know. I feel like it's been glitching for some people. You can see it on the screen, right? Not that you could click it on the screen, but. Oh, it's the Burger Boys. Law Prof. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted. I'm going to play the 10 soundbite during a commercial. Vince is the cheese. Vinny expressing the two people he wants to stay on his HOH, the one person he doesn't want to stay. And as of when feeds went down, there was no scenario where he was getting what he wanted. SJ, think of the 64th. We don't have any beef. Okay, this isn't even bad. Like, there are plenty of reasons to feel like Kelly's out there. All those instances, which are things that were referenced by players, were not that bad. Literally, just people find her weird, and therefore she has less freedom to make jokes or exist in the game without people being like, oh, ew. Oh, they did notice that there were some things missing. The editing to make it seem like this person was in the same room as sleeping people. You'll notice there were no shots with him and the people. It was just him, quick cut to person, quick cut back to him. Because obviously they wouldn't actually have him in the house with people while they were sleeping. A boy's boy. Could you imagine? I guess guys do kind of do that though, don't they? They don't say I'm a boy's boy or a guy's guy. They sometimes say I'm a guy's guy. Man's man. Yeah, that's what they say. Or they'll just say other weird stuff. Like, I follow the bro code. I have not heard him mention his elo, but I haven't watched him play chess much. It's kind of wild that this almost worked, but generally I wouldn't advocate this as a strategy to threaten people that don't vote for you. Could you imagine if she slammed the door on his way out? Man, everyone's talking about beef. Maybe they're just big fans of the show. Oh, what? They cut out the best part. Oh. They cut out 2 times in a row. That was the best part. What's wrong with you? There are for sure clips. Also, I recommend the live feed update this morning. But basically, my favorite part was that he said, hold on, let me pull up my notes. First of all, the pauses were way more awkward. But second, he goes, there's no chance you win twice in a row. Or, well, not in a row, but, you know, like there's no way you win two seasons of Big Brother. It was so funny. I think that they edited out the camp. Because it wasn't a good, like, quippy argument. Like, neither of them had great quips. And it took them so long to come up with what they were going to say. But that made it so funny. But I get why they probably couldn't have fit all of that in properly with the right tone. But we could have at least got the 2 in a row. We did get the beheading. Next prediction is going to be who wins the Blockbuster. Is it Amy, Kelly, or Zay? You have 2 minutes. The prediction is live. Looks to me like they were in booths. What is the most interesting outcome? I mean, honestly, they're all kind of interesting. All right, we're back. Well, maybe not booths. Looks like they're going to be looking at objects and buzzing in, bringing an object back and buzzing in. A little bit of speed probably helps, but looks like it's fairly small space. Although if it's like question based, oh, it's a little bigger than I thought. Speed will definitely help a bit more, especially if the answer is obvious. So like in a world where every question is like really easy, fastest person wins this comp. Okay. So this is more about solving it than running. So that's good. I like that. This is obviously reminiscent of the one that Chelsea and Brooklyn and Cam played. That they were very bad at. Okay, I should be paying attention. White? Maybe? With? It's gotta be with. There's no E. Oh, this other one's hard. RELM. Slate. Tails. Wow, this is hard. It's harder when the cameras keep cutting around. Dealers? No, there's an M there. Whoo, Kelly! I was lost on that one. Steel? It was probably diamonds. Steel something with diamonds? Emeralds? Tiara. Steel crown with the emeralds? Part of what confused me is that there were some ones with letters that were like solidly there, but then still some that were jumping. And I wasn't sure if the jumping ones were part of the word. But I don't think they were. With, I think was probably with. And then steel wasn't useful. The most useful word was tiara, and I don't think I even saw much of that one on camera. But I mean, massive kudos to Kelly. I mean, she crushed that. It didn't look like either of the others were close. I certainly wasn't. Kelly, the least answered player wins the Blockbuster. First of all,
10! Hey, 10!
thank you for the 10 gifted from before. Second, we'll need another prediction. We could do who gets evicted. We could do vote count. I think vote count is a little more fun. Obviously, I can't do everything, but we'll start with like 7-7 Zay. Name of the person is the person voted out. 7-7 Amy. 8-6 Zay. 9-5 Zay. 8-6 Amy. 9-5 Amy. We can do two more. We'll do like 10-4 Zay, 10-4 Amy, and then we'll go any other Zay, any other Amy. Does this make sense to you? So I'm going to do vote counts. Person's name is the person evicted. And then if you think it's any other vote count other than the ones listed, 7-7, 8-6, 9-5, 10-4, meaning 11-3, 12-2, 13-1, or unanimous, then vote for any other Zay eviction or any other Amy eviction. And the prediction is live. To give my own analysis here, not necessarily on the vote count, but the last we saw, it was looking like Zay would be evicted over Amy. But only marginally. There are a couple of people who are barely on that side. However, if it did stay there and momentum continued, it could start landsliding. It could start snowballing. We did get confirmation that that Ashley was locked in. She was keeping Amy the whole time. Don't really understand. I mean, I gave my theory as to what she was up to last night. It's just still a little strange to me what she was doing, but she is locked in. She said so did the cameras. Will said that he was locked in to keep Amy over Zay. However, only because the votes weren't there and he didn't want to be on the wrong side. Lauren pretty much felt similarly. Thing is, if both Lauren and Will go in the other direction, the votes might be there to keep Zay. And, all right, we're back. Man, Zay is about to be evicted after that Rachel fight. If that really happens. Show us the people. Show us the people. Rachel pitching Adrian. Do they think they need him? She's not getting Adrian. We do know that the feeds came back briefly and she was concerned. The question is she concerned for a good reason? Will seemed to be confirming with her, I think. But Zay's going to talk to him. Mickey, what are you wasting time with Catherine for? Catherine's already locked. He says he has the tie. I mean, he could be lying. Uh-oh. Catherine says she's worried. Kelly, chill. This could really go any direction right now. With how chaotic it is. How have they not cut Kelly's mic? Also, why is she being consoled and she's the winner? Haters just watched the winner of the season winner first comp. Rachel's face. This is the thing too. The idea of like anyone that votes for me is safe, you just named your target. I just think that's such an unnecessary part of the argument. All right, here we go. Kelly votes Amy. Rachel evicts A. I really hope she slams the door. Rachel, what are you doing shout outs? All right. Zach's vote is interesting. Does he vote out Amy? If he votes out Zay, it's over. He does vote Amy. He did not flip. That's interesting. Riley's vote, also important. If he votes out Zay, it's probably over. He evicts Zay. Riley evicts Zay. That's big. That's very big. It's not over completely, but that's definitely big because there are, like, even just Catherine talking about being worried. Like, what if Catherine gets cold feet at the last minute for some reason? There's another Zay from Jimmy. Morgan, we know, is a Zay. Five to one. I should have clipped that. There's just a little bit of a mic bleed from Julie asking producers what the vote count was. Just a classic Julie moment. The vote is 4-2. Yes, if you click the link for the signed copies up there, the TaranArmstrong.com, it will be signed. Will be signed as long as it's a pre-order, which if you order it now, it certainly will be. So it's 4-2 right now. We still have a few potential swing votes like Lauren and Will. Let's assume that for some reason, both Lauren and Will decide to flip. They would make it 4. Zay would need 3 more. Adrian would make it 5. It's 5-1. Hold on, I need the people in front of me. Keanu would make it 6. he would need one more after that. I think unless like but Ashley already locked in. It could theoretically be Catherine talking to Mickey about being scared about the vote at the last minute. Just very strange to me, but Ashley should be locked in. She said to camera she was locked in for Amy. Catherine should be locked in, but that last minute. But what I'm saying is overall, this is looking pretty solid for Amy. I'd be at this point fairly surprised. I'd be fairly surprised if it was not Zay out. Likeliest option at this point is that both Will and Lauren are voting out Zay. And it's something like, what, 10-4 now? Is that even right? If Keanu and Adrian both vote Zay, both vote Amy out, which they likely would be, but I think everyone else may be voting out Zay, then that would make it 10-4, I think. 10-4 Zay, 18% said 10-4 Zay. I am on the recap tonight, yes. Oh man, I really hope Rachel slams the door. I really hope she slams the door. I really hope she has a thing planned. I hope she has a line planned. All right, we're back. What did he say? Four. Pultritudinous. I swear I've never heard that word in my life. And everyone's talking like it's a super common word. All right, here's Will. Oh. That's interesting. That makes things interesting. All right, here's Catherine. It would require Catherine to back out. There it is. Does Lauren stay on it, though? She does go with Zay. Interesting play by Will. I'm going to be curious to see how it pans out for him. I think there's a world where that move makes sense. It's kind of both best of both worlds, but at the same time, it might feel transparent to some of the women. Rachel. It's fine for Zach to cry. We don't need to punk on him for it. He's never played Big Brother before. This can feel like these people are dying, you know? House is intense. People on the Devil's Plan sob after a day. Doesn't mean I don't want the door slam. Rachel, where are you? You're nowhere near the door. Rachel! Rachel! They're keeping it open. No, this is terrible. Slam the door, please. Ah. Rachel, I'm disappointed. Not only did you falsely promise me that you'd slam the door, you also did shout outs. It's not a good example to set. She read the room. Okay, I get it. I don't care about the room. All right. So that was a 9-5 vote to evict Zay, which was actually the most popular prediction. Final prediction. Do we get goodbye messages? The audience did get Zay as one of their picks. Aubrey, thank you the 4th month. Yeah, I mean, the fact that they don't often do goodbye messages anymore is wild, especially now that they have Rachel Riley on a season again. Like, Rachel Riley literally made a name for herself with her goodbye messages. How can you not bring them back, you know? She's bound to have a banger. Especially to Zay. All right, we're back. There's like 2 minutes left. There's no way we're getting goodbye messages. I still haven't finished my food. Did we really need to ask about Riley? Now we're going to talk about Accomplice. We're not going to ask about Rachel? I appreciate his attitude here. But I do wish that Julie mentioned Rachel. Or are they going to tease the new show? No? Okay. Weird that they went through the week's schedule and didn't talk about their new show. Doesn't it start next week? They have a new like sideshow on a deal. It's only on once every 2 weeks or something. No goodbye messages. Someone asked about my hair, and it reminded me that I saw some comments today by people that were like, "Did Taran get a perm?" Like, oh boy. I think probably just haven't watched me for longer than like a year or two. Because like last couple of years, it's been pretty short. It is kind of trendy again. I was looking for people that can cut men's curly hair, which is, let me tell you, difficult to find. And a lot of what I was finding was people like, I'll give you a perm. I was like, oh, well, that's not really exactly what I'm looking for. what would a perm do to already? What the person who did cut my hair was like, you have very curly hair. Like, because I was trying to grow it out even longer. And she was like, it's like very curly. And that made it harder, I think, to grow it out longer. Because it would take longer for it to properly curl all the way. Interesting result, though. I will be heading over to the podcast soon. I shouldn't have brought up my hair. That's a bunch of questions for my hair. Come back for another stream. We'll talk more about the hair. There's also a raid. Also, I think I was talking about my hair as we got a raid from Ethan. Welcome to the Raiders. Obviously, the HOH is going to be massive. Yeah, let's run a prediction. Here's the thing, I might not remember, but we can run a prediction for who wins the HOH. And I will update it in the morning if I remember. Not sure when the feed's coming back on. Exactly. I think what they did last year, remind me if this is correct. Would the feeds come back on initially and then cut again for the HOH comp? Like there was an in between. I feel like that's what they did. Yeah. Usually yes, but depends on the comp. Okay. So we're gonna do the podcast. And then depending on whether the feeds are on, what it's looking like. Maybe I'll come back. We'll do some live feed watching tonight, or maybe not. I don't know. If it's just like waiting for the HOH to start and there's not much happening, then maybe we'll leave it. But if there's some drama or we did get any kind of HOH info, is there a book we can read more about my hair? I don't think I mentioned my hair in the book. Jimmy HOH would be fun. Although he is obviously just going to be going after Keanu, I imagine. But he will be fun doing it. Strategy I recommend is just make sure you're following. And then if I go live, as long as you have like notifications on, you'll be notified. Generally a good strategy for the season, I think. You can always turn it off in the postseason if you don't care about my non-Big Brother streams. But if stuff's going down and I go live, that's a good sign that maybe you want to jump on. Yeah, let me run the prediction. Who wins HOH? There are going to be one person was evicted, one person can't play, which means there's 15 players. So why don't I do something like, I'm going to group them up. I'm going to say like Rachel, Amy, Ashley. And then I'm going to do pairs. I'm going to do Jimmy, Keanu. I'm going to do Lauren, Catherine. I'm going to do Riley, Adrian, Ava, Will, Mickey, Morgan, Zach, and who am I missing? Kelly. That's everyone, right? 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. Yeah. All right. This is the prediction. Who wins HOH? You have 10 minutes. I will do my best to remember to update this once we get the results tomorrow morning. What a result, though. I think the main things I'm interested in moving forward from here, not only, of course, who wins the HOH, but what does Will say to people? Where does Zach go from here? I mean, it's all going to be so HOH dependent, but yeah, the Riley Catherine stuff really pulled through. I don't know if she had a conversation with him or if he just like fully jumped on board. I will say this: he had that conversation with Adrian where he's basically like, "I'll do whatever. I'll be with you in the minority. I don't care." I thought there was a chance he misheard Adrian. Because Adrian was being pretty quiet. And I think there's a chance that he didn't catch that Adrian said he was voting out Amy. And that he might have actually thought, oh, he's voting for Amy to stay, even if that, well, I'm with you, even if it's the minority. You know what I mean? And maybe he said that because he thought that already lines up with what I plan to do because that's what Catherine's doing. Who knows? Who knows? Either way, fun episode. Let's see what happens. Come join me over on the podcast tonight. I'm sure we'll have some fun over there. And of course, if you haven't checked out the book, the pre-order is up. You can head over to taranarmstrong.com to pre-order it. You can also scan the QR code And I need to run, but apparently we should do a quick raid if we can go fast enough. Go say hi to Corey. And I will see all of you very soon. Oh, wait. I need to click the raid. I almost ended it. Okay. Raid now.
Super fair and equitable, which is more important to
Okay.
me. But God, that was not